Heyo.
Heyo.
What up?
Happy Monday.
It is Monday morning, and we are live.
Live.
With new gimmicks, new cameras.
New
Well, not new
lighting?
cameras, but new dialed in. We've got Austin over there just tweaking on all the stuff. And so we were just having left-handed guitar talk. And,
Oh yeah. I was telling Rick that I play guitar left-handed, and there's only like one store in the world or in the U.S. that really sells
Yep.
just left-handed guitars, and it's down in Houston. We were just
And I was saying that, like, those-
nerding out on that.
Yeah, those guys were huge players. They did mad business at the Greater Southwest Guitar Festival, or whatever the hell it's called, the Dallas Guitar Show. And I always felt bad for the lefties.
I shouldn't have done it. My uncle tried to talk me out of
Oh,
playing
so
left-handed
you
when I
had the
picked it up. Yeah, he was
okay.
like, please. And I took a right-handed guitar. It just felt better left-handed,
Yes.
and so I restrung it and I
So now,
changed the
yeah,
saddle,
that
the
is right.
bridge.
Yeah, you're actually left-handed.
I'm left-handed. Yeah, right-footed, left-handed, everything else. And yeah, so and then I didn't look back, and then I realized now.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, it's like
And so-
3%.
Well, now I have to keep in my house. I have to keep a right-handed guitar on the wall because if anybody sees like there's a couple left-handed guitars
Yeah.
hanging on the wall, somebody sees that, like they'll pick it up and then they always do like the how do you play this? And
Yeah.
they fiddle
Oh,
around
this
on it.
sucks.
Yeah, so now I have like a one that I'm like here, like take this, and they can play like
Oh, man.
whatever Wonderwall or whatever the hell they play.
Yeah, one.
Some 4-chord song.
One of my best friends growing up, his oldest brother was left-handed, and it was his guitar. Middle brother, under threat of capital punishment and repeated ass kickings, learned to play Jimi Hendrix style, where it was upside down.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was
Wait, learn to play a left-handed guitar right-handed.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't
And
Jimmy play a right-handed guitar left-handed?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was he reversed the polarity.
Okay.
As they say in the sci-fi movies, he reversed the polarity, and so it was just the wildest thing to see.
Yeah.
Where it was like, oh, okay, that's weird, but the oldest brother was obviously more skilled in combat.
Yes. Yeah.
But middle brother actually got to be a really good guitar player.
Interesting.
With a
I
totally
can
jack-
I can take a right-handed guitar and play like some major chords and do like a standard like bar chord.
Oh yeah, I probably could. If I like
you'd have to
sat
think
and-
about it, but I
yeah.
can get like a D and an A and a G and a C.
I mean, I
like
know
with-
where they should go. Now, whether or not it would sound.
Yeah, whether
worth
you can
a-
actually like make
yeah.
that change.
Oh no,
All
no,
right.
I couldn't do. I couldn't do any chord changes.
All right,
no.
back to the studio.
Oh yes, yes. Well, and it's I very rarely get to talk guitar on any level.
Yeah.
I actually I don't know. It's sort of compartmentalized. But no, we got big doings today, so we're gonna get our picture made.
Yep.
So like today's like school pictures day.
What's that going for? Is that for real producers?
I think it's real producers.
Real producers?
Yeah.
Cool.
And we'll throw it up on the website because that's the other thing. We desperately need like full representation.
We spend all of our time making stuff for other people, and we don't make a lot of
Yes.
stuff for ourselves. And that's
Yes.
what is it? The cobbler has no shoes, or cobbler's children have no shoes.
Yes.
type of thing.
Yeah, we're all
like-
cobbler's
Yeah,
children
we're all
here.
cobbler's children. We have no shoes. We make
Yeah, that's that's the subtitle of our story.
right. So I walked in here, and Austin's dialing in new gimmicks.
Oh, we've got- yeah,
every
we've got
Monday.
colored
We've got
lights.
new, RGB lighting in the back, which
Yeah.
given like a nice new mood.
And I
which is
think
cool.
he was lighting it based on his assumed or his assumption of our.
I think he was doing Studio USA, but I think the political alignment undertone is.
yeah, and it's funny, because
I was like, are we having a crossfire?
yeah,
Remember
exactly.
that show
yeah,
on like
oh,
CNN?
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Back when Tucker Carlson had
Tucker
a bow
Carlson,
tie.
yes,
and
the
he
bow
was just
tie,
like
that
the most
famous Jon
obnoxious-
Stewart,
my
Tucker
God.
Carlson thing.
Yeah, he was like the most obnoxious douche on broadcast television.
Yeah.
Or actually, technically, that was cable.
That,
But-
I think that was the moment I was probably like in my like mid-teens when I realized that like all of that cable news is parody.
Oh yeah,
And, like, all,
it's
like-
theater.
It's all theater.
Well,
It's all-
those that are around me enough will soon come to realize that my operating thesis of it's all pro wrestling. Life is pro wrestling. like
whole-
whenever check that out. Whenever I realized Hulk Hogan and the Iron Sheik actually aren't mad at each other.
hang out everyone.
Yeah.
They go have beers after.
Yeah, and they actually cooperate in order to put one over on the audience who kind of knows that it's fake, but they're kind of into it anyhow.
Yeah, they bought in. to
Yeah,
it,
and I was
they
like,
just
oh
lean
man,
into it.
then I'm in. Now I can't. I've been obsessed with it ever since. But so we got our lighting being dialed in. We've got big doings on the mobile here
Yeah.
shortly.
Yeah.
So we got more gimmicks, more outboard gear for that. We're dialing it in. So the work in progress is to get it like what we were saying, where it would literally be almost the equivalent of just roll up and open the door.
We want to be able to flip a light switch and turn it on. Right now, we roll up and we've got probably like 15 to 25 minutes of like setup time of like getting the lights on, getting the cameras dialed in and everything like that. And so making it
just
more
from the standpoint of you can't have expensive stuff hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, like swinging around down the highway.
Yeah, and jiggle apart on the highway, because it would suck to get to the venue and be like, oh, everything's broken.
Yeah, you don't know until you're on site. You open the door and you're like, never mind, this is not happening.
Never mind, but we have a used gear sale.
Yeah, exactly. Slightly.
Slightly previously owned.
Yes. Yeah, so we're dialing in that. Like one of the big things I think is going to be great is the trailer was never meant to run with the generator running. There's a huge generator on front, and it's meant to kind of like set things up and everything, but it's not meant to be on when we're actually
it's not meant to be the core source of power.
But we had to do it on was it Thursday?
Yes.
Yes. So we had to do it on Thursday, and it turned out it was fine. The mic it all handled it very well. It was just a little thin, and there was a little bit of what me and Austin were debating, hum or hiss, depending on frequency. But there was some noise in the background, so we're going to dial that in and see if we can get it to where we can run a generator and.
Then it really is like you could take it out into the hinterlands in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, we can roll up to a festival with no.
Yes, and it's like boom, Bob's your uncle.
Precisely.
And so that's on today's docket, along with school photos. And we're also dialing in. I'm most excited about how all of the moving parts and all the pieces kind of converge. All roads lead to Rome, as they say, and we're in the process of. I'm not even sure how to describe democratizing the content for brokerages, where everybody's got their gimmicks out there and everybody does their stuff. But, there are certain big brokerages and offices that have a baked-in community and a baked-in family vibe. There's a reason why I sent my nephew to Ebby Halliday when he was he didn't know his ass from third base. He was like an assistant manager at Costco, but he's been there 10 years now because I knew it was a philosophical and a cultural match for him, and for him to jump in, be himself, and then just get swept up in the thing, and then still there 10 years later. Well, that says something. And to be able to take that sort of philosophical leaning and then merge that with the marketing and what we're doing. And also, especially with what we've got going with KW Go, very much almost like tailoring it to the flavor and the brand. Because, you've dealt with a bunch of big teams, but they were usually like islands.
Yeah.
More so than just hey, here's our baked-in corporate culture.
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of initiative from like the leadership down or from the brokerage level down saying like, here is something that we can all put our own flavor on, but we can, it's replicable and scalable in the sense that.
Well, and like what you had done with Jamie, where it was like, hey, what, you almost did like a clinical diagnostic of like, well, what do you like? What do you don't like? Because that's one of the things I always got caught up in was let's do this one size fits all thing that just absolutely carpet bombs everybody with stuff, not thinking like, well, a lot of times they don't even know what you're talking about, or like, why does it seem like there were three of the same thing? And I love the fact that you kind of distilled it down and you almost did like a clinical diagnostic, or like how you arrived at the stuff we offer now.
Yeah, when we're going through all our new packages, and we're like, hey, here's a one size fits all, or here's all the different flavors of ice cream that we have. And what we learned really quickly is especially in our larger teams that have kind of their baked in process, they've got their own way they want to do it. And so like we sit down for like 5 or 10 minutes and we're like, hey, what does listing content look like to you? Like, how are you using that? Show me after I deliver you all this stuff, what do you do with it? Right. And then we can kind of dial in very, very easily, the type of content that we need to be creating. And we've been able to create some pretty
because it never occurred to me that it's like the possibility of, well, we don't use that. Real,
what is that? Oh, that comes. Oh, you deliver it, but I never download
I don't know what that
it.
is.
And I was like, well, it costs us $200 to make, so why don't we just take that out?
And that's one of the things I learned. I always had this. I think it's human nature. Everybody thinks that everybody else thinks the way that they do, and that's how we get into so many like heated arguments out there in the macro. But I learned this as teaching CE classes. Because I was of the impression, like, if I wasn't dropping a new item or a fact every 90 seconds, then it's a ripoff. Meanwhile, almost everybody, to a man, was like, if I could get one action item that I could take away and feel like smarter or better or improved, they're on cloud 9.
Everybody has the ability to like process like a very limited number of things. If I can walk away with one good thing, I'm never going to be able to absorb and retain your 10 talking points for the day. But if there's like one thing you just can hammer in, Corey talked about that the other day, where he was like, how many thoughts we have in a day versus how many critical thinking problems
and what
we
can you actually take action
on. Yeah, what can you
on?
actually take action on and like actually get your brain to drill into? And it basically tells you that you can't. We're making a lot of decisions instantly, right?
Yeah.
Whichever way we're leaning, we're justification machines essentially, and whichever way
Can
we're leaning,
confirm.
our brain will do it. Yeah. What else we got?
So I think next up is I want to start really doing more shows because it's like this. This is interesting just to pull the curtain back, and we've got there's like more work to work on the website. There's more stuff to do with YouTube. Oh, one of the things, pull the curtain back. So, oh my God, AI being the flavor du jour everywhere. However, I discovered that ChatGPT can actually recognize and transcribe screenshots.
Okay.
Grok cannot.
Okay.
Also, they're both fairly adept at data recognition, but I've now tried to cross-pollinate. So right now I've got the VAs working on, I took the analytics from the YouTube channel because we've got virtual assistants, because one of the things is having a studio and doing what we've done for so many years, just across the board, we have shitloads of content. And then it becomes a matter of, just the shows that we already have. If each 20, and this is kind of what we were talking about the other night at 190 at 5 and all the folks that we're talking to, where if one 25-minute block can be broken down into 17, really delicious 45-second clips, then what? Because if you're doing that over and over and over again, you soon have this gigantic backlog. And so as a result, and as a, practitioner, I've been having the VAs just post something like every couple of hours. And the shorts on YouTube are unbelievable, but the CTR and the actual, I guess, audience retention or whatever, it's just trash. Partly because we were joking the other day, okay, the robots, the AI videos are getting comments from the bots, and it's robots making content for robots, which on a certain point that's awesome. But it's also just a colossal just signal to noise overload, or noise to signal overload. But what I have them doing now is I have go into the folder in Dropbox, do details look, because Opus Clips and a couple of the others actually name the files based on the topic and the content.
All right. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So and then Opus Clips will give you this super random, it's like an automated valuation model when you're looking up your house. Or it'll give you a estimate on how viral it'll go.
Yeah. It's funny, all of them have their own little gimmick thing on there.
Yes.
It's like Restream has its own like score.
And I also tried another one yesterday because it promised that it could do 4K downloads, and it's really not so much. I think Clap was what it was called. Okay. I don't know, but we'll be processing.
There'll be a new one in 6 months. Do not remember.
Yes.
Do not retain any of these names of companies.
The refund is
going to be
processing is underway.
Yeah.
But what I have the VAs doing is go in, take a screenshot of the folder details view of the Opus Clip download, so you have all the virality jibber jabber. Now put that into GPT, have it read, then have GPT and Grok compare and contrast that with the analytics from the actual backend CSV that you download from YouTube, and then reconstruct all the titles and topics of the existing videos before you post them, and then also have GPT give better recommendations for SEO and whatever else. And then I don't know if we can change the thumbnails on there yet or not.
If you can automatically change the thumbnails on there,
or just even manually.
On YouTube Stories?
Shorts.
I mean,
on Shorts.
Okay.
I think so, but I can't swear to it because
I don't know. I've never tried that. I mean, on YouTube, obviously, is easily. TikTok,
yes, absolutely,
like that.
absolutely. But like there, it's like I know enough to be dangerous on all this stuff, but that's like the current mad science project that I've been working on over the weekend, and so
Shorts is huge. Whenever I'm on YouTube, I always end up in Shorts. Like I'm watching, I don't know how it happens. You're like, how did I get there? Like I always end up in like the watch section of Facebook too, where I'm like, I'm scrolling, I get a video, and then like, I guess out of habit, right? I scrolled to the next thing, and then now I'm in shorts, and I'm watching like the short form
and
stuff.
that is certainly by design.
Oh, yeah.
It's like IKEA where they're funneling
Feature,
you.
not a bug,
Yep.
for sure.
They are funneling you right into like whatever it is, the table lamps or whatever. The end of IKEA. Like, what the hell am I doing here?
Yeah.
What else is anything else going on of note?
No, I mean, I'm still got some shoots going on this week.
Oh yeah, so now you are like, what are your thoughts on?
Oh, good. I mean, it's good. It's we're dialing, my number of shoots back a little bit to give me some more ability to scale in some other directions. Yeah, to be able to come here Monday morning.
Yes,
and not be on site.
And to ratchet up not only the ability of the mobile, but to like really, because like now I'm we're looking at doing like part of the thing we're talking about with the brokerages is that the mobile goes out once a month on location. So like, hey, Main Street Real Estate, USA, if you have 50 or 100 agents, we get this dialed into where like once a month at your most favored nation status office, which would really mean like who's got the RV plug that we can use.
Yeah. Where can we plug in?
Yeah, where can we plug in? But that gives the opportunity to literally assembly line content right then and there.
Yeah.
And, I love the idea of working with the management and the marketing departments because everybody's got a message, but can we distill it? And the answer is yes. We can distill it down to something that becomes, it's not commoditized, it's just systemized,
exactly.
and there's a difference. Because you can systemize something but retain quality versus like you commoditize something now. It's
And
like
retain originality and authenticity. Like everybody brings their flavor to it, but like the process from the time we stop recording till punching out content, right?
Yeah, like for example,
it's streamlined.
What we'll be doing with Abby Halliday. It's the Abby Halliday brand is what Miss Abby made it. That's not going anywhere. However, they've got 2,000 individuals that can add a little spin to it, and that's where we come in. So I'm super excited about that. Trying to think. Oh, I gave Austin a drone for him to
Really?
start
What are you flying
yes.
now? The Mini Pro 4? Or
3. I gave him the Mini 3, not even the
Mini 3.
Pro.
Okay.
It was the back. I had totally forgotten about this. So like, I don't know, I ran over one or crashed it or it flew off into the sunset or whatever.
I don't remember how I lost this one.
Yeah. And I ended up getting one on the fly, and it wasn't until I unboxed it, it was like, oh shit, it's the Mini 3. And I think the only difference is it's not 4K 60.
Okay.
It's minimal, but it was
Does
enough.
it do vertical, like portrait video? Like
I'm gonna say no.
That's going to be my next.
I'm
I
gonna
think
say
my
no.
next drone is going to be able to do portrait. I find myself doing more reels on that kind of
Yeah,
stuff,
well,
and especially like for like the wow, like a little
Yes.
hero shot. I mean,
Yes.
you can do it with the 16:9 and then kind of crop it appropriately.
yeah. But, like,
but then you're having to frame it like as you're flying it and trying to keep everything in frame. And
So now I'm
it's just
curious.
easier.
This is just a super drone nerd recording. Do you record shots or you just record like until the battery dies?
With my so for photos, I've got probably like 6 to 8 shots that like I'll take every time. That like it's this shot of the house,
but
this
like
shot of
like
the house.
for video wise, because it used to just just make me insane when
I only
somebody.
use like half a battery. I've got enough clips in my bag. Like I would try to keep the clips between 5 and 10 seconds.
There we go.
And like we'll do like a slide past the house and some sort of like pivot from like altitude and then like a couple different heights.
Little
and then
boomerang.
like push in, push out, fly over. Depending on the property, there's like everybody's got 30 shots in
It's
their
your
bag,
licks.
right?
It's like it's
It's like playing a lick on a
yeah,
guitar, right? Like
yes.
everybody's got that shot, and you pull it out, and you're like, okay, this house looks
Well, yeah,
real
and
good
we
with
used
that.
to joke where I would have my gimmick shot of the phone.
Oh, the twist,
Yeah,
the twist on the house numbers.
Yeah, the twist on the house.
I always
number.
knew it was a Studio USA or Flux thing because
yes.
the twist on the house numbers. I knew who shot that.
Yep. And I had a couple other. I have the pull back with the drone, pull back and up, and then reverse it in the computer because it's way easier to fly backwards and up whenever you have a clear line of sight than trying to video game it towards the house.
I've gotten scared for some of the automated stuff. I love like the boomerangs.
Oh, yeah.
And like some of the
Boomerang's
things.
killer.
It's great, but like I'm usually shooting somewhere where there's like a tree or like there's something that's like, man, you're gonna go sideways
Hazard.
right in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sand trap.
Yeah.
Look out.
Yeah, when they have those big open like acre-and-a-half properties, like new development properties where
Yeah.
the trees haven't grown
yeah,
up
or
yet.
they
And
kill
stuff,
all the-
you put
they
on like
just-
master shots
Yeah.
and you let it like do its thing.
Have you ever done the program thing where you program the route?
So I've only done the program route, yes, but we've done that in like phase development. So like
so you have the
like
same
a
thing
land
twice?
developer, yeah.
Okay.
So as we're putting in roads and we put in like water and electrical and like we start building specs, we
that's
can fly
rad.
down the
Okay,
house. We
that's
do this
good.
like a quick time lapse of the construction. So it's gimmicky.
Yes.
Is to do
I
that.
just never got it to work.
Yeah. The and I
I want to
see.
say it was the Phantom 4 Pro. Or,
Phantom 4 had one. The 4 Pro,
yeah.
the white one with the
yeah,
legs.
the giant thing.
God, we're gonna get deep into the old drone stuff really quick.
Yes. Well, and I want to say I still have that in my garage.
I've got a Phantom 4 Pro in my garage too. You know, we're gonna if you go to Drones Plus in Frisco, they were. I was looking to like do a consignment thing, but they already had like 3 of them on consignment sale. But they use them for fishing now. So onshore, like in Galveston, you would sit on the shore with your poles, and you would use the drone. They have a little release thing. So
Yeah.
you put your lure and hook in that. You fly the drone hundreds of yards offshore, and you drop it. So you don't have to cast. You can use the drone as your
Wow.
as your
Okay, that's
caster.
cool.
So and then they reel it in. So there's a market
Yes.
for those
well,
old
and
drones.
I mean, how long do we wait before it's like a collector's item, like an Atari 2600?
I'm the worst. All equipment like that, I'm the worst at. Like I'll keep it beyond.
Oh
There's some
my God,
If you look
yes.
at the people that buy and sell like an equipment and are very active in like the DFW used equipment board, like they're always rotating gear. And I always wait too long. I hold on to
Oh,
it. Like it's
dude.
not broken. It works really well, but I should have sold it before like it fell off. Like
Yes.
the price of the depreciation.
Well, and I probably still have 2 giant boxes, if not more, of just cables, connectors, gimmicks, widgets, whatever.
Help me explain that to my wife.
It just
why
is.
why that
it
exists.
just is.
Yeah.
And then I'm also the guy where, like before Austin got here, it was a disaster. It was like the spaghetti warehouse
Yeah.
exploded.
This is clean. The
Oh,
studio looks
dude.
clean.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
and but it's ridiculous in a good way. So yes, like his idiosyncrasies came in way handy.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm loving one of the things I'm now digging is the whole team coming together. And we have our like little insular boys club, and then we have the gals. Actually, the
girls,
gals never come to the one.
Vicky showed up. Vicky came and hung out
that's
with us
true.
at the
That's
studio.
true. Okay.
Or at the
Yes.
mobile last week.
But it's like, hey, photos, and there's crickets.
Yeah.
And it's like you're invited. Swear to God,
It's all right.
Yeah, but there's more than us. It's just that we'll be the only ones here for the photos.
Yeah. True. Are we good? What time we got?
I think it's like 20 after.
Okay.
Or
20 till?
Yeah, 20 till. Yeah.
Call it a wrap.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll catch you on Friday now. No, I won't be here for this Friday. You'll do Wayne on Friday. right?
Yes, it'll be Wayne on Friday. Well, and
Man.
I'm trying to do this. Just put this out, manifest this to the universe. I'm ready to go like every day at 9 on something.
Because we've got Monday, Wednesday, Friday now. So we just
Yes.
do a good Tuesday, Thursday. Pop
Yes.
on.
So if anybody out there has any ideas,
Yep. You wanna hop on somebody's feed 9 a.m. on the weekday.
holler.
It works.
Holler. All right. With that,
See you later.
yeah, let's go get our pictures made.
Take care.